Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, I wanted to go over subtle ways that you can improve your mental health. It might be temporarily, but I do feel like, and there's research on it, if you build this up continuously in your routine, it can actually improve your mental health. They're subtle, so you would like to do it with a combination of other things that are a little bit more prominent, but this I think is still helpful. The first one might be more specific to me, honestly, but this always improves my mental health. If I clean something I've been meaning to clean, some of you guys know I like to clean, so this one might be me. But if there's something that I've been meaning to clean and I've been putting it off because I've been busy, sometimes just allowing myself to have that time to clean that particular item or object or whatever it is that I want to clean is helpful to me. It helps me to feel more relaxed. And for some people who don't like to clean, it can make you feel like something is off your checklist. But it also helps distract from any of the negative thoughts that you're having, keeping yourself busy to some extent. The next one is send a text to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. I know this might not apply to a lot of you guys because I can understand some of you guys in the comments are going to say that you don't have a friend. These are just some concepts. Hopefully you have at least one of these things because I do understand, but sending a text to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while can really comfort a lot of things that you might be struggling with, just to feel like this person remembers you and you remember them. I recently got in contact with a friend of mine I haven't talked to in like 4 years, and it was really nice. Yes, I've always been their friend, but I never had such a deep conversation with them, at least in 4 years. And we used to be pretty close, so it was really refreshing. The next one is watch or read something funny. A lot of people really like this, right? Watching something that really gets your mind off of maybe some of the things that you're going through. It's really hard going through a lot of difficult things in your life, especially things you cannot control. And it's nice to have a moment where you're just away from it for a moment, like tunnel vision. The next one is making your bed in the morning. This can feel very refreshing. It can also make you feel very productive, and subconsciously you might actually believe that you can get more things done in your day because you were able to do a task that's in your day. Now, a lot of people do not, I understand that a lot of people feel like some of these things are very small and they're not worth it, and I get that, but if you want to try it, I do think it's beneficial. The next one is taking a walk. Now, I'm going to break this up in a couple pieces depending. Taking a walk in general, putting a walk into your routine is pretty important. I take a walk every day, or even walking around my house a little bit just to get my mind off of things depending on the weather. Even if there's nothing on my mind, I take a walk every single day. But some people, they don't always have the privilege. However, if you do have a little bit of time, even if it's you're only you do it when you're frustrated or upset or something like that, and then you take a walk, that's fine. You don't have to do it every day like me, but you can still take a walk if you need to. Sometimes it can help clear your head. There's actually research on it. The next one is reframe one negative thought into a more positive or neutral thought. Maybe you did something that you regret. Maybe you messed up on something. You didn't do as well as you wanted to, maybe on an examination or something like that. Instead of saying, I messed up, I'm not smart enough, you can say I'm learning, or this helps me leverage for next time because I know better what I'm expecting. Reframing those negative thoughts are really important. And I think this is also important because maybe you guys don't see it like this, but I do. People who are more negative, and there is research on this and I see it all the time, are more negative towards themselves. They're also negative towards others. So I would actually challenge, if anyone's interested, not just framing a negative thought about yourself, but reframing a negative thought about another person. Even if you are overall a pretty positive person, I think I'm a pretty positive person, and still, sometimes I'll have a negative thought, even it doesn't even have to be fully negative. It can be somewhat neutral, and instead think of it in a positive way, right? Let's say, for example, you're in a relationship and he or she forgot to do something, and then it's oh, now I have to remind them again, or maybe I have to do it for them. Instead, just think they're busy, right? They're busy. They're doing a lot of things. Let me remind them again because I still want to give them the opportunity to prove to me that they want to do it. For me, my significant other, if he forgets something and I do it for him, he doesn't like that. And so I never, ever do that. He'd rather me remind him, and so that he can get a chance to prove to me he'll do it. Some people are different. That's my relationship. He doesn't like if I pick up slack for him. He thinks that's disrespect. And I understand that. So I never do that. If he says he's going to do something, I will just be quiet and let him do it, or I'll remind him if I think it needs to be reminded because he's okay with me doing that. So it depends, but that's an example of a negative thought about someone, or not so positive thought that you can turn into a positive one. The next one is volunteering. I think volunteering is actually very beneficial. There's research on it as well that we see folks who volunteer, they're actually able to, one is to take their mind off of the things that they're struggling with, but also learning from other perspectives. It's really nice to help other people and actually be physically able to help other people. The next one is travel to new parts of your town that you haven't been to and spend more time there. I don't know about you guys, but this makes me probably really boring. I live in the town that I was born in. Like, literally, I'm in the same state. I'm in the same town. Yes, I'm very boring. I get that. And still, there are parts of this town that I haven't been to, or I haven't been to in a while. Like, the house that I'm in right now, the house that I have, it's far away from, not far away, but it's like 15 minutes from my high school, which is where my mom's house is. And I haven't been there in years. But sometimes going to certain areas that you haven't been to in a while, it can be really refreshing. And I actually want to go to that part of town sometime soon because I don't know, I want to reflect and maybe see how things have changed a little bit. The next one is eat at a nice restaurant or diner by yourself and greet the staff. A lot of this I'm going to bring up my own perspective because some of you guys were asking about it. And so that's what I'm just doing today because it was kind of requested a lot. I go to a diner every other Saturday in the morning by myself, not with my significant other, just by myself because I like to greet the staff there. I like to just see, new folks and just say hi or talk to them or meet new people. And it's harder if you're with another person because, you want to have your mind and your thoughts on them. But if you're not with them, you can meet other people. And just, even if you never see them again, it's really nice to hear other people's stories, especially if you have an area where there's a lot of truck drivers. A lot of them have interesting adventures, right? You can talk to a lot of different people. I love doing that. And if anyone is interested in trying, I would recommend it just because I love it. The next one is hanging out with a trusted person. Hanging out with someone you care about and someone that you trust deeply can really help the negative thoughts in your mind or improve some of the things that you think about. The next one is move one thing into place. So if something's a little bit out of order in your house or wherever you are or your room, putting something where it should be can be helpful. Like, let's say you have a package and you have been meaning to open it. Maybe open it and put everything away. That can be really calming and it can reduce that feeling of being overwhelmed. The next one is playing calm or uplifting music, depending. Some people, uplifting music can kind of get them, like if you have a diagnostic impression, sometimes certain sounds and musics can trigger you. Bipolar is one, depending. Autism can be. So it depends. So be mindful of this, of course. Calming or uplifting, depending. And we do see that music does directly affect the emotional state. The next one is make eye contact and smile at a stranger. Small social cues actually do boost your mood. And what I love about this one particularly is it boosts your mood, but it also boosts their mood. And I feel like that in of itself is just so wonderful. That's great. We can help each other. The next one is say something nice to someone, even online. Because I know a lot of you guys are going to say that you don't like to talk to other people or you haven't talked to another person in a couple of years. I do understand. But I do know you guys are very active online. Actually, some of you guys, and this is not a bad thing, by the way, I don't want to say it in a way where it's bothering you, but I can tell sometimes when I read the comments who does not talk much to people outside of online spaces because the way you talk is very different from when people talk out, like not online spaces, because sometimes I don't understand what you guys are saying. I don't talk much online. So, or it's like something that if you said that to a person, they would, depending on where you are, I know where I'm at, like you would probably get like beat up or something. Like people would not let you talk like that to them. And I don't think you realize how harsh it comes across because in an online space, I guess it's more common to talk like that. I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. I don't think you realize it. But even online, you can say something nice to someone. And I think that's healthy. It'll help you to be more comfortable being more kind to yourself and others. The next one is do something intentionally or even slowly. It does build mindfulness. It can even be as simple as, I don't know, making yourself dinner, just very slowly, chopping vegetables, washing your hands, whatever it may be. The next one is give yourself credit for one thing. It's really important because no matter who you are, you have done something that gives yourself credit. It reinforces self-worth. I don't know what you have done. It could be as small as you wiping your desk, whatever it is. It could be much more prominent, like you replacing the faucet in your bathroom sink. I don't know what you guys are doing, but whatever it is, I want you to give yourself credit for it if that's something you think is beneficial to you. So the next one is watch something that is motivating. Similar to listening to music that's motivating or peaceful, watching something that's motivating can be really helpful. The 18th one on this video, or this list, is you want to eat something that is nourishing. So something that might be a little bit more healthy, or you put a little bit more effort to make. I'm a person who loves cooking, so this one, I love this one. I love putting meals together. It's absolutely enjoyable, but some of you guys might not like that, so maybe you can still order something or buy something that you feel is a little bit more nourishing for you. The 19th one is you want to write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Gratitude is one of my favorite things in the entire world. I love gratitude, and I think it helps a lot of people as well. Writing something down, or even thinking about it, whatever your medium is, about 3 things you're grateful for. You're grateful for maybe, I don't know what you're grateful for, but I can do it just to give an example. I'm grateful for, I guess, my parents. I'm grateful for my significant other. I'm grateful for my career and education. So those are 3 things. And I could go on and on and on. I'm grateful for everything I have. And I'm sure you guys are as well. But sometimes just writing it down or remembering it can just help. And the last one is opening a window up for fresh air. I think that can really benefit. So these are very, very, very subtle ways to improve your mental health and help you to be a little bit more positive and a little bit more connected with other people slowly. I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.